Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dota Yoshi, joined here today by Xalorith. How are you?
I'm pretty good, quite excited for this game. Yourself?
I am pretty fantastic. And today we will be watching, or joining in on, a Cybergamer match between the real Hawkeye and Yellow Solo Mid. Yellow Solo Mid will be 23rd, challenging Hawkeye for their 17th spot on the ladder.
10 seconds remaining.
That is correct. Actually, it might be 16th spot. One or the other, nonetheless.
Seconds remaining.
They are currently called the Pudding Fan Club. However, it is Yellow Silver Mid, and a shout out to Pudding Head. We'll hop right into this, and we'll see that the bans, quite fairly common bans with the Lifestealer and Batrider, and the Gyrocopter. So some strong bans right off the bat there from both teams.
And it looks like the real Hawkeye might be starting to gear up for the possibility of a PL. Usually if you see a Gyrocopter being banned out in your first two picks, followed up by that Batrider, you usually see a lineup wanting to go with a PL. However, they did take out that Coddle, so that makes it a little less likely that they will want to go for that Phantom Lancer. So we'll see how they want to run at the moment. When Fan Club did take out that Coddle, and they do have that lifesteal going on. So there is still a Magnus left in the pool if anyone wants to pick up for that Magnus. Fantastic hero who has, as I've previously mentioned a few times, did get nerfed due to that Bottle Crone, but he's always going to be one of those heroes that can fit into any lineup.
You're absolutely correct. He's also had his ultimate left a little bit in the damage. I mean, that's not really why you'd pick the Magnus anyway, but it's still something to consider. We also see that there's quite a few other strong heroes still left on the board. They might pick up the Nyx Assassin as well, if they so desire. He is relatively common if you don't see him banned early on. And there's also, of course, Shadow Demon for that excellent tri-lane hero, among others.
Shadow Demon's still one of those most powerful heroes, and they will pick up a Jakiro for their first pick. I don't feel as if Jakiro's first pick worthy, usually third or fourth, maybe second if you really want him. Jakiro you won't usually see early on, you usually want to pick up those heroes that are still left in the pool that can play significant roles, such as what you said, the Nyx Assassin or the Shadow Demon, Magnus, even the Lone Druid still left in the pool if you want to run the Lone Druid. Darkseer, a fantastic offlaner and can run mid if you need him to. If he's doing bad, rotate into the jungle, that's still XP being able to be picked up on him. So this Jakiro first pick I do not necessarily agree with. It kind of shows where they want to pick up their next support, whether that be the Luna or the Leshrac or even the Shadow Demon if you want to go down that route. And speaking of Shadow Demon, Yellow Solo Mid will pick up that Shadow Demon and Lone Druid.
Yeah, definitely some strong, very strong pickups there from Yellow Solo Mid. So they've currently got one of their tri-lane heroes, and of course that Lone Druid will be in the solo off lane. I agree with you with the Jakiro pickup. It's quite interesting to see him picked off as the first hero, particularly the first pick, especially when you've got such strong heroes still on the board. I'm quite interested to see, maybe they have a specific plan or strategy with this Jakiro that isn't necessarily as obvious, so we'll see what they go with this next pick and the remaining bans and whatnot. They will actually pick up a Phantom Lance. Okay, so interesting.
It's gonna be depends on how it will work out from. I mean, they should be running the Phantom Lancer on their safe lane down and bottom. And it will depend if they want to pick up another hero to go for a tri-lane up top and trying to put some aggression on. I can't see Yellow Solo Mid wanting to fight the Phantom Lancer in a tri-lane. If they do and they win, it's a big win for Yellow Solo Mid, but if they don't, it's going to hurt their carry the most, and Phantom Lancer can just farm up any time in the game. He can always pull his weight back in. If he has a bad stop, he's got the mid game, and he can just pull it back in with the amount of farm, illusions, farm multiple places at once, either be the bottom lane, jungle, and possibly mid. So, it will be interesting to see how each lineup will want to go against each other when it comes to that laning phase.
Definitely agree, and we do see the Undying ban. I'll talk about it in just a sec. I actually like the Shadow Demon against this Phantom Lancer because the disruption illusions can create more Phantom Lancers, so that works. That can work in favor of Yellow Solo Mid. The Undying pick, or I should say the Undying ban. Quite an interesting ban. Undying is not a common pickup, or a ban for that matter. However, he's very tanky and he can provide a lot of damage and also a sieging power with that tombstone of his. And we also see the Lina ban, which is sort of to be expected when your opponent has Shadow Demon.
And like you just said, it makes it even more strange that they do pick up the Phantom Lancer with a Shadow Demon out in the open as their first pick. It screams, come create clones of me and then let's have a Phantom Lancer war. So it's a little bit strange for the real Hawkeye to be able to be picking up this Phantom Lancer. There were still a few other carries they could go for. I mean, put in Fan Club or Yellow Solo Mid. Oh, that caught me out. They could still pick up a Luna if they want to. They will take out that Magnus because they're afraid that the Hawkeye will pick up that Magnus. I mean, it would have been better if they tried to pick up the Magnus. It would have, I think, would have worked better for them because they can just suck in all those illusions. You can almost instantly kill them all with the RP and that shockwave and grab anyone else along the lines of that. And we will now see the Shrek being taken out by the Hawkeye. They will be taking this out to go with that Shadow Demon. They're trying to remove any combination of the Shadow Demon that's possible. But then again, there's still a Rubik still left in the pool. He's a great hero. Can spell still anything on the real Hawkeye. Pick up the Ice Path. They will go for that Vicious though. So look to see an aggressive trial lane come out by Yellow Solo Mid.
Yeah, definitely that Visage. Yellow Solo Mid really want to engage in this tri lane that they have. I really want to get some early kills. That Soul Assumption is simply amazing, quite in the early game. So a great pickup there by them. I do like the ban of Leshrac there from Hawkeye. The Magnus ban as well from Yellow Solo Mid. As you said, they could have picked that up. However, you know, with Magnus's recent nerfs and whatnot, maybe they're thinking of going a more stronger, more secure mid lane themselves. Magnus, as you said, he has been nerfed a little bit with the Bola Crow and whatnot, so maybe they weren't feeling too safe with that. Next Assassin does get picked up though by the real Hawkeye, and we should see a lot of ganking from him this game.
And both sides, they're still looking to pick up their mid heroes. There's still a Co-op, there's Puck, there's Storm Spirit. There's still these fantastic heroes that are able to gank. They will, on Yellow Solo Mid, they will pick up a Juggernaut. He's a good hero. He's got that magic community in his spin. His Omni Slash does a lot, and his ward. If he puts a point or two of that in early game, towers will melt. Especially along the lines with that Lone Druid. You throw that ward down, that bear's not dying anytime soon. So both sides still need to pick up their mid. How will they want to run it is the next question. There's nice heroes in the pool. You can still go for some unconventional if you want to. Or maybe Hawkeye might want to throw their Nyx Assassin, get a quick level 6 on him, and then start getting him to roam around, find some picks off, and then change the early game into their favour.
Definitely. I actually like this Juggernaut pickup with the tri-lane combination they have going. I mean, with Shadow Demon's Disruption, it'll allow Juggernaut to get into position more, so the moment that the opponent pops out of that Disruption, he can spin up. Visage can also use his Grave Chill, and at level 2, once he has both Grave Chill and Soul Disruption, can dish out a lot of damage. We actually see a Zeus pickup now. I haven't seen Zeus very much at all, so have you?
Probably last week, just after the patch came out, but I can't. He's not a conventional pickup. I mean, his burst damage is fantastic, and it's gonna help try and burn some of this Lone Druid's health. I mean, you have your passive, which burns percentage of their health, so proportional to their current health. So if you get a few hits off on that Lone Druid when he's at full health, you'll do a lot of burst early damage to him, so it can help chunk him down. So I mean, it's a situational pickup. Will it work is another question in the matter.
Yeah, I'm a little bit interested because up against the Juggernaut, for example, if you spin, Zeus is basically useless. None of his abilities work against him. But yeah, I'm also a little bit interested in how they lane this, particularly with that Zeus pick. I mean, they still have one more pick to choose. I suspect it'll probably be a solo side lane pick, which means that the Nyx Assassin will be in mid, and we actually see the Nature's Prophet ban. An interesting ban here from Yellow Solo Mid. I don't think Hawkeye really plan on picking up the Nature's Prophet based on their current lineup.
5 seconds remaining.
What I'd like to see, I mean, this Zeus, he's going to have a good time in mid. Zeus is a very strong one-on-one-er, and it depends on how Yellow Solo Mid want to run this. If you want to go for a direct counter to Zeus, you grab that OD. But then again, can you get that farm on the OD to come out good in mid game? They will go for that Invoker instead. Invoker's got that ice cold snap, and that will help disrupt Zeus in all his custom animations, and it will make Zeus really squishy. With that cold snap and going for an exalt build, you'll have a lot of damage and you'll be able to burn through Zeus instantly if you don't play out of position. And we will see Hawkeye picking up Doom, so Doom's going to be able to shut down quite a few of these heroes, especially that Invoker. If he can't cast anything, Invoker's going to be pretty useless. So to introduce the teams we have on the Hawkeye, the captain, I'm Robs, will be playing on Doom. On that Nyx Assassin will be Soda. On the Jakiro will be Hayak. On the carry, should be played down on the safe line, will be Phantom Lancer being played by FZ Mon. And finally, Chikan on the Zeus, be going mid.
And for the dive side, for Yellow Solo mid, we've got their captain Nevdi playing the Invoker. In the bottom lane, we've got Woundwalk on the Juggernaut and Roidzi on the Visage, as well as Pudding Head on that Shadow Demon. And last but not least, we've got Knucklehead on that Lone Druid who'll be playing in the top safe lane.
You don't want to forget the fantastic Shadow Demon though, Mr. Pudding Head running down in the lane. A little bit late to the party.
Yeah, actually, for a second I thought they didn't get any awards there, but there is a few on the Visage. No sentries though, and they're actually going to use Observer Wards to block off this neutral camp. An interesting choice. Generally you see sentries these days as you only get the 2 wards initially with the Observers.
And it looks like the same situation for the Hawkeye as well. They will be using one of their wards for a defensive ward for this Nyx Assassin who seems to be offlane in here. Where's his fellow teammate? I don't know, I've lost them all. Where's that Doom? Doom's in mid with Zeus. So it looks like Nyx Assassin will be in that offlane going up against that Lone Druid. That could be quite interesting. And I don't think that ward he threw there is going to be enough to block off that creep camp. So they're going to have a defensive wards, nothing to stop off the creep camps, but he's up against the Lone Druid, so you don't really need to stop that pull. They're not going to have too much aggression or pulling on that side. So top lane, he shouldn't do too well. The Lone Druid's going to get a lot of farm. So this could be a problem if we don't see any rotation come out by the supports of Hawkeye to shut down this Lone Druid later on in the game.
Yeah, and we actually see that the Doom is going to be in the jungle, at least initially. And this might cause a few problems here for their bottom lane, as it's going to be 3 against 2. And when you've got a pretty strong tri-lane, you're going to be dishing out a lot of damage very quickly.
Because, as you said earlier, disruption into that spin, they'll get all the soul charges up for Roidzi to throw out that soul assumption, and that will just secure a kill. And now, Hayak is having a fight on Pudding Head. There goes the disruption. The soul assumption should be used very shortly if he gets up those charges. He's got 2 charges. It's not going to be enough to fill off Hayak, and Hayak should be able to get out of here. Doom, he's picked up a Centaur Stomp, and it will be working in that jungle. And yeah, I mean, they're going to be able to get their XP shared around their heroes a lot better. But if Yellow Solo mid want to take the aggression to Hawkeye, they will be able to find it and be able to find a pick off quite easily because they have that tri-lane potential. So if Yellow Solo mid don't show the aggression and find a kill, it'll be in favor of Hawkeye. However, if they do find that aggression and find a pick off onto this Phantom Lancer, then Hawkeye will be in a lot of trouble and will be putting a lot onto this Doom.
We actually see the transition of Jakiro into this top lane. Looks like they might want to get a potential early kill on the Lone Druid. I'm not sure how well that would work.
Yeah, they don't seem to have the damage output. I mean, Jakiro doesn't have a Jewel Breath yet, Nyx Assassin doesn't have Mana Burn, and Knucklehead is playing quite defensively, so they're just trying to share out their XP by the looks of it. They're not going for anything aggressive, they're not playing it safe, they're just sharing the XP around, and with that, bottom tower is going to be dropped down to below half health, and they're going to get a pretty early tower within about 4-minute mark after they do this little creep wave skip. They should be able to grab a tower up very shortly.
Yeah, forcing that very early fortification there. Should be able to capitalize on that tier 1 kill very soon. And that'll just be very, very good for Yellow Solo mid. They'll be able to grab an early lead in terms of gold, and you know, their Juggernaut certainly won't complain about that, and neither will the Lone Druid.
If we do look at the last hit charts, Invoker's doing pretty good time in that mid lane up against Chicken. He's sitting 14 for 3. Zeus is only 7 for 0. He's got 0 mana. He's wasted all his mana, and Invoker's just sitting there taking it, fighting away, fighting all those creep kills. He's in the highest farm of the game with Doom just behind him on 100 gold. So it's not too bad at the start of the game. I mean, it is only the start, but this could be a sign of things to come. Invoker's not missing those last hits and denying Zeus quite heavily. So the way things are going, Invoker could get it half a level to a level on ahead of the Zeus. And once Invoker hits level 6 before Zeus can get there, expect Invoker playing very aggressive to try and shut down the Zeus. So he cannot get that ult off, and it will set him behind further.
Yeah, definitely. As you were saying, the Zeus is quite a bit behind in this mid lane. If you have a look at some of the other lanes, you can see that the Juggernaut is doing very well compared to the Phantom Lance. The Phantom Lance is sitting on only on 5 last hits compared to the Juggernaut's 17 there. So they'll be very happy that they're denying this Phantom Lance out of a lot of farm. It looks like Hawkeye are really relying on that Doom to carry them this game.
If we do look at the XP though, the way Hawkeye have spread out across the map, sharing XP everywhere, they are ahead of that XP. However, sharing your XP out between all your lanes and your Phantom Lance again nothing is very detrimental. Is it worth it? I'm not too sure. What do you think? Is it worth it sharing the XP out, or trying to get Phantom Lance to this farm so it can help carry mid to late game?
You know, it's tough to say. I mean, currently they're not really having much of an advantage anyway in the experience. It's only about 200, which is, you know, a few creep kills or so.
Down in bottom lane, we do have a disruption coming out into the Phantom Lance. So into a spin, the Visitor's just coming around. He doesn't have many charges. He throws out the Grave Shield into the Soul Assumption and picks up that kill. So they had that war there, picked up that kill, and now Phantom Lance is seriously behind.
Yeah, as I was just saying before that first blood, even if they stayed in the bottom lane, Phantom Lancer still would have had a relatively tough time. I mean, if Jakiro was there, it's still 3 vs. Hold that 4. We've got engagement here, and there's the jungle. Looks like Doom's gonna fall as well. And now Zeus is being chased. There's a disruption. Will he be able to get away? Oh, it's too much damage. Well done there by Yellow Solo mid, picking up the first 3 kills of the game.
It was a good rotation by them. They decided to continue walking around. They wanted to find the Doom. They found the Doom. Doom was just casually lying around into the easy camp. They had no wards up on the map at the moment, so they couldn't see any rotation. And they found those 2 kills, and Yellow Solo mid are now quite heavily ahead. Their carry is without farm. They're 3.5k, almost 4k gold ahead, and almost 2k XP. So the XP strategy is not paying off. They're now behind, and things aren't looking too good for Hawkeye. They need to make something happen. I would say they need to try and find a pick off or 2, smoke up, get some rotation around. Your Nyx Assassin still hasn't hit level 6 yet. If he was level 6, you could start moving around. It'd be a lot better for him, but because he was sharing it with that Jakiro who doesn't necessarily need that XP, he didn't get to hit his level 6. While Lone Druid has just now hit his level 6 and should probably not die anytime soon as he just leveled up his ulti.
Yeah, definitely. We still see Lone Druid just pretty much safely farming up in top. This, hold on, it looks like we've got a bit of engagement here on Nyx. He's taking quite a bit of damage, and there's the Visage to help out, and that should be an easy kill. Good work there by them. Yeah, as I was saying, this Lone Druid hasn't really been contested much in the top lane either. I mean, the Jakiro and the Nyx Assassin were there, but weren't really able to capitalize on anything. There might be an incoming gank here from Hawkeye, however, there is a ward there, smartly placed by that Shadow Demon, so they should know something's up. And they do back.
As Doom, he's rushing his Midas. They're gonna try and play this for late game. Are they able to take it late game? They have the Phantom Lancer, who is, you know, considered one of the best late game heroes, even if you have a direct counter such as the Luna. We do have Doom looking at finding this Juggernaut. He's found the Juggernaut. Juggernaut starts spinning. Juggernaut does not have his Omni Slash up. Doom comes out. Will he be able to get this Ice Path off? Ice Path is being cancelled. Animation cancelled. And it took way too long to get that Ice Path off. And Juggernaut's going to get out of there. That was a very bad play by Hayek. All he had to do was throw out the Ice Path, and it gets that entire ramp area. Instead, he cancelled it 3 times, and Juggernaut got away without any problems.
Yeah, unfortunate there for them. And looks like we might have well, it looks like we're gonna have a bit of an engagement here on the Zeus. Takes a bit of damage from that cold snap and Invoker right clicks, but no death for him. I suspect that LSL mid might want to take another tower very soon. They do have a lot of map control at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They've got wards everywhere. I mean, this Invoker has just been spread out. They should think about start backing, and he knows that they've got something there, so he's going to retreat back away. And as you said, Yellow Soul mid, if they do keep pushing these towers, they have the lineup too, and they're going to reduce any possibility for Hawkeye to TP into any of their teammates, reduce the places where they can feel safe. A tornado comes through in the middle lane, Zeus has been thrown up in the air, cold snap coming out, few more auto attacks, spins going off prematurely, but it's still more than enough to kill off this Zeus. So Zeus will fall. Zeus is now sitting, where are you Zeus? 0 for 2, so he's not going to have any items up anytime soon. He's got base boots, and that is it. So Zeus is sitting quite heavily behind. He's only on 1500, whereas his enemy was with the Invoker was 4k, so that's a solid 2.5k advantage Invoker has over their opposition's mid. And we do see Nyx Assassin, he's throwing up that Vendetta, he'll be looking for something in mid, but I don't think he can do enough damage to this Juggernaut even if he tries. Invoker will be able to easily pick off that Nyx Assassin in return. He's going to try it though, he throws out the Vendetta, he throws out the Impale, Minor burns, but Juggernaut's too strong, especially in that healing ward. Tornado comes flying out, Ice Path's going to come in, it's going to miss on all heroes once again. Zeus throws out the Bolt of Lightning, throws out the Chain Bolt, throws out the Ultimate as well, and everyone's still alive, no one's fallen. That's very unfortunate for that Zeus not be able to find 2 kills and possibly the 3rd kill in that Visage.
Dire's middle tower is
Definitely, that was very, very unfortunate. The Nyx Assassin engaged there, there was no real immediate backup from his allies. You know, if for example that Zeus and the Jakiro were a little bit closer, maybe they could have capitalized on the kill. Jakiro maybe could have landed that Ice Path while they were still stunning that Impale. However, that doesn't matter now, and Yellow Soul mid able to get out there, still having to concede a death.
And Doom being picked off in the backlines too. Visage's birds apparently. Visage was just walking around in the jungle for that Doom, found him off, and those birds with full charges just demolished that poor Doom. He had no idea it was coming, and because he's sitting on low health because he has to tank those creeps manually, he just gets easily picked off in the backlines. And now Doom being set back, he's on 0-2 himself. This isn't looking good for Hawkeye. They're behind on all their carries. Nyx Assassin's just Vendetta up, but there's already a ward down. Great placement by this Shadow Demon. He's going to get his Vendetta off in the Impale, but he gets rooted straight away, and boom, he's gone. So Pudding Head playing fantastic on the Shadow Demon. Pre-warding, expecting the Nyx Assassin. They baited him up, and they just finished him off.
Yeah, definitely well played there by Yellow Soul mid, and particularly Pudding Head, the Shadow Demon.
top tower is under attack.
They will be able to get this tower as well, so that's 2 tier 1 towers down now for Hawkeye,
Tower has fallen.
and that's over 5k now in terms of the gold lead for Yellow Soul mid, and they'll be very, very happy with that.
And Phantom Lance is trying to do whatever he can, trying to scrap up any kind of farm he has, but he's 14 for 6, and he's still pretty much a K and a half behind 2 heroes on the side of Yellow Soul mid. And down on top lane, we do have a root coming out, Ice Puff coming through, just being able to do enough to save his life. Those familiars will miss on their stunts. Nyx Assassin's got to get out of there with that Carapace up and running. Doom's being thrown out onto the Visage. Visage should be done. No, great disruption coming out once again by Pudding Head. They're looking at denying Visage here. Visage has got Doom for another 5 seconds. Will be able to drop him down. Vendetta's coming through. He's going to find that Vendetta. He's going to try and run, but he might get picked off here. Great Impale coming through into that EMP. He's going to do some damage on side of Hawkeye, but they're going to chase it down. They have to be real careful. They could be overextending here. Both heroes are out of mana, and they're still chasing them down. Ghostwork's going to come through, slow down all the heroes of Hawkeye. They're just going to shut him down. Visage's burst's going to throw out some more stuns. Invoker still wanted to find something here. Will he be able to find it? He doesn't have any mana, doesn't have Cold Snap, and now Doom's rotating in to scare him and ward him off.
Yeah, well played there. Well, a little bit by both teams. The Lone Drill did fall, which is an important kill there for Hawkeye. Certainly more important than the Jakiro that they lost. So they've finally put a few kills there on the board. Hopefully we'll see them come back a little bit more. They still have, I feel like, the stronger 5v5 potential. You know, that Doom, if you can lock out one of the heroes early on in the fight, such as a Juggernaut or a Shadow Demon, you know, that's a lot of from the Juggernaut, it's a lot of damage that is essentially neutralized both with the ulti and his spin. Or if they lock out someone like Shadow Demon or Invoker, that's a lot of stuns and utility there. Actually, we might see a bit of an engagement here. I mean, oh, never mind. There's the Vendetta. Oh, and a defensive disruption. Well played there by the Shadow Demon. A lot of damage out coming out on that Visage. Will he see a Soul Assumption? Nope, doesn't look like he has the mana. Oh, and he's going to survive. Shadow Demon picking off this Nyx Assassin and Jug finishing off that Zeus. And they get the tier 1 tower. For free, actually, none of the heroes fell. So well played there by Yellow Sir mid.
I mean, it started to look off nice when they did get that Vendetta and that Impale onto that Invoker, but Yellow Soul mid rotated in and just backed him up. Great defensive disruption by the Pudding Head, and then Invoker survived. Invoker was able to turn around, throw out some cold snaps, throw out that tornado, disrupt everything on the side of Hawkeye. Juggernaut just came through, used his Omni Slash to easily pick off that Zeus, who's very, very squishy, and Yellow Soul mid just doing a fantastic job at the moment. They're putting the pressure on hard before any of the heroes on Hawkeye can get farmed, especially on that PL and Doom. They're just not being able to get anything. They've been picked off the entire game, and Yellow Soul mid have just been capitalizing on everything they can. They do have the map. They had the map warding. They had one up in top lane. They had some bottom lane. Bottom lane's just expired, but they shouldn't be too worried at the moment. Look to see them rotate into the jungle soon to find any more pickoffs they can.
If you have just a quick look at the items so far for Hawkeye, actually, we can see that the Doom's still only sitting on Phase Boots, and the Hand of Midas hasn't transitioned into anything else yet. Phantom Lancer currently has a Soul Ring and a Tranquil Boots, so once again, not all that much. Jakiro, Zeus. Hold that for, looks like we have an initiation here. Jakiro's going to be able to get that fine so far. There's the Doom on the Visage, he's taking quite a lot of damage, and the ultimate that goes out from Zeus, unable to really finish anyone, but it still deals a lot of damage. Looks like both things are just going to sort of back off for now. Nope, never mind, Invoker's back in. It's chasing down that Zeus. There's a Soul Assumption to finish him off. Now Phantom Lancer's on the run. Nyx Assassin's Impale. Captures a few. Whoa, but gets disruptions. He might fall here. Tries to spike character pace, but it's not going to be enough.
That poor dude.
And the Juggernaut capitalizing on that one.
Just completely out of position.
Yeah.
He played a bit too aggressive and just got caught off in the middle of 5 heroes. There was nowhere he could go without being completely demolished on the side of Yellow Soul mid. And speaking of demolition, they are now taking down this tier 3 tower, working hard. The EMP doing wonders, burning all the mana. Omni Slash coming through, destroying that Doom. Now he's throwing into that Juggernaut's great spin, trying to ward off any potential threat, and this tier 3 tower will go down. They're going to continue working on this Rax. They should be able to get the Rax. They can't do too much about it. Zeus does not have his ulti up for 20 seconds. That's a lot of burst damage down. He's still throwing out those bolts to whatever can. Ice Puff gonna hit on one, but still that healing ward doing wonders in that background. Vendetta comes through, Impale, but they got the Rax. Disruption comes out onto that Juggernaut, and he's just going to spin on out of there. And they should be looking back now. They don't need to force this fight anymore. They can just back, maybe look to go for a Roshan, go to farm up some more, and just continue their lead. They don't want to try and give away 5 easy kills right here. If they do, get too aggressive.
Definitely, I actually really like this ward here from Shadow Demon. This was placed down even before they started smacking on that tower. We actually see Juggernaut falling quite low there. He gets doomed. Will it be any more damage coming out there? Doesn't look like it. He's still being chased. So Shadow Demon though. There's the excellent play on Shadow Demon. Will fall there to that Phantom Lancer. However, everyone else will get away.
And Juggernaut just
so not too bad there. Yeah.
And now down,
well, it was
they're
about
looking
100
at
health.
finding a Visage. Will they be able to pick off this Visage? No, Visage keeps that Zeus away and off the action, so Zeus isn't going to be able to follow that up. And it didn't look like they want to fight them anyway. They want to chase that Zeus and Visage into an area where they had no vision, where they could easily be turned back around and be picked off once again. They're playing extremely safe, but the problem with this safe build is they're not getting the XP or gold that they need. They're getting picked off themselves, and they're taking the fights on Yellow Soul and Mid's terms. They need to turn this around and take fights on their terms. Find pickoffs, find Yellow Soul and Mid out, and try and turn this game around. Playing too defensively like this isn't isn't the way Hawkeye can do to win this. Unless they get a lucky 5-man kill on one of their towers, I don't think Hawkeye can turn this around unless they play aggressive.
Yeah, they're in a very tough situation. Basically, they have no map control at all now. All their towers, well, all their outer base towers are down except for the one in the bottom lane. However, I suspect that one will probably fall somewhat soon as well. In fact, looks like that yellow solo mid might want to, maybe not. Looks like they might go for that Roshan instead. But yeah, the other solo mid currently have all that map control. They're able to roam wherever they want, whenever they want. Whereas Hawkeye, they have to be very careful. They have no vision at all past their base, essentially. Yeah, they're in a very tough spot. Especially when you look at Yellow Solo mid, who have so many items. I mean, VC just got his mecha. We've got Invoker. He's working towards. It looks like he's working towards that Aghanims. There will be that Roshan kill. Lone Druid has picked up the Aegis there. His Spirit Bear actually has Maelstrom as well. I mean, the items are so stacked. Juggernaut has actually finished off, hold that 4. It looks like we've got an engagement here on that Phantom Lancer. He does try the invis out, but it doesn't matter. Juggernaut has had that Battle Fury finished for a while. He just has to pick up the broadsword, although it's been sitting in the stash for a while. I guess he doesn't really need it as of yet anyway. But nonetheless, Hawkeye doesn't look like they can really come back from this.
And one thing I'd like to point out, Jakiro, he's going for an urn, but in turn of that, he's sacrificing vision for his team. He hasn't picked up wards for about 6 minutes now, 6 to 7 minutes, and there's just a very gap on the map where they don't have any vision. Actually, not a gap on the map. 3/4 of the map they don't have vision, and Yellow Solo mid are just owning everything in the meantime. They can move around, they have the freedom to do whatever they want, and now they're just battering down this tower. They're not afraid because everyone on the side of Hawkeye is underfarmed. That's one of the problems with going Midas first on your Doom, is you got no damage. You have a little bit of an attack speed, but you got no damage to follow it up with. And we will see Phantom Lancer taking a lot of damage from the Solar Subset and auto attacks. Omni Slash coming through, and then one more auto attack will finish off the Doom. There goes the Doom, there goes the Phantom Lancer, and there goes the Zeus. There goes any potential fight inside of Hawkeye. There goes the Rax, and this GG should come out very shortly.
Definitely, I mean, very quick 2 racks. They got the first racks within, I believe it was 16, 17 minutes, and now the second one roughly 20 minutes, so well played there by Yellow Solo mid. I feel like Hawkeye maybe should have smoke ganked a lot earlier, especially since they have this bursty lineup. You know, Jakiro can dish out quite a lot of damage, and he also has the Ice Path to lock down hero, same with Zeus and Nyx Assassin. I felt like they maybe should have ganked a lot more, particularly if they were going to sacrifice that tri-lane essentially. When you're sacrificing that tri-lane, you really should make up for it in the other lanes. They did lose mid as well. That Invoker doing great. Actually see a bit of an engagement here on that Doom. He's taking quite a lot of damage. He will survive though, and now it's Shadow Demon is in a bit of trouble. Looks like he'll be able to get out now, and now it's Nyx who's in a lot of trouble. Will we see our Soul Assumption to finish him off? No, he's going to get Invis.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, but I definitely agree with you there. Like, sacrificing your tri-lane and you're not getting anything out of it. I mean, you rotated your Jakiro up top. He wasn't able to do anything with that Nyx Assassin, who for one shouldn't be in a solo lane against the Lone Druid like that anyway. I mean, there's just quite a lot of questionable decisions by Hawkeye. You're having that Nyx Assassin off lane, not part of a tri-lane. That's one of them. Jakiro rotated to top lane, leaving Phantom Lancer pretty much by himself while Doom's in the jungle is another very big questionable decision. You need that Phantom Lancer, have that free farm, and possibly find those kills. Doom, he wasn't able to do too much in the jungle as he got picked off by a great rotation from Yellow Solo mid, and they were able to find him in the jungle, and it shut him down and any chance he had. Yellow Solo mid, they just played a good game. They had the line, they had a solid lineup, solid lanes, and their rotations around the map were good enough to be able to keep Hawkeye down, keep him without doing anything productive, and just forced Hawkeye into awkward situations. So Yellow Solo mid have just played a fantastic game, whilst Hawkeye just did those questionable plays, which all in the end cost them the match.
Yeah, definitely. There it is. There's the GG. Ancient will fall. I will hit that GG button, as is basically traditional. Well played there by Yellow Solo Mid. Congratulations to them.
So yep, Yellow Solo Mid will be taking that 17th position on that Cybergamer Ladder. Hawkeye will be moving down to 18th. And if you enjoyed my
That is
casting,
correct.
if you enjoyed my casting, I'd love you if you did follow me on YouTube at youtube.com/Dota Yoshi.
And you can follow me on my Twitch channel. I do the live streams obviously at twitch.tv/Xalorith. Also post up any VODs pretty much the next day on my YouTube channel. You can find me just by searching Xalorith as well. As always, my stream is in support of Child's Play. Any ad revenue that we generate does directly go to them. You can also donate directly to Child's Play via our stream, via the Twitch channel. There's a giant green Child's Play HTML link which will take you directly to the donation page. You can also obviously donate via their website as well. I've been Xalorith, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Hope you have enjoyed the game, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.